All right, this is your review of all of the properties of exponents that we have covered in this unit. So we are reviewing the green problems. Starting with number 3, the instructions were, write the expression using only positive exponents. Remember, when you are rewriting expressions with positive exponents, you need to bump the negative exponent down into the denominator. So first, I want to see your answer, and then I can go over it. Okay, the answer to number 3 is 1 over 9 to the 7th power. In order to make 9 to the negative 7th become positive 7th, you have to put it in the denominator of the fraction. Number 11, you need to write your answer without using a fraction bar. That means anything in the denominator needs to head back up to the numerator. Remember, we put it in the denominator so it became positive. So when it's in the numerator, that means it's negative. So rewrite number 11 using no fraction bars. Get rid of the fraction bar in number 11. Let's see your answer first. All right. For number 11, we had to get this t to the 4th power back into the numerator. That means t to the 4th power becomes t to the negative 4th power. 5 never moved. T to the negative 4th power. 5t to the negative 4th power. Next green problem was number 19. You had to write your answer using only positive exponents. You can see in number 19 that we are using multiplication. That means you needed to use the product of powers property to solve this problem. And then you needed to use your knowledge of negative exponents to simplify. Please solve this one. Okay, let's review. We have coefficients 0.4 and 0.6, and then we have variables with exponents m to the negative 2nd, m to the negative 9th. So let's rewrite this in an order that makes it more simple to solve. 0.4 times 0.6, we're going to put them in the front, times m to the negative 2nd times m to the negative 9th power. First thing you want to do is multiply your coefficients. 0.24 times m to the negative 2nd times m to the negative 9th. You can use the product of powers property here. Add those exponents together. M to the negative 2 plus negative 9. Not done. 0.24 times m to the negative 11th power. Now the instructions for this one were to use positive exponents only, so that means that this guy here, this negative exponent, needs to go down into the denominator so it can become positive. So your final answer for number 19 should have been 0.24 over m to the 11th power. Number 21. This was a bit of a word problem. Write the number 1 over 10 million. We want to write this as a power of 10 using negative exponents. So you had to go all the way back to your knowledge of exponents, just general exponents. And you had to think about how you would write 10 million as an exponent. How would you write 10 million as an exponent? 10 to what power equals 10 million? And then you had to take that fraction and pull the denominator back up to the numerator, so you had a negative exponent. So let me see your answer. All right, so we have 1 over 10 million. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. So 10 to the 7th power. 10 to the 7th power. Now we can use our rules of negative exponents. We want to use a negative exponent. So we have to bring that guy back up to the numerator so he becomes negative, giving us a final answer of 10 to the negative 7th power. And our last problem, number 28. Write your answer using only positive exponents. Let's see what you got. For number 28, let's make this easier to look at by separating all of our factors with multiplication signs. We have W's and we have Y's. We have a fraction bar here, so that means we're probably going to have to use the quotient of powers property. So let's use the quotient of powers property with our W's. W to the 3rd over W to the 11th. That means we have W to the 3 minus 11 times our Y's, Y to the 13th over Y to the 16th. So that gives us Y to the 13 minus 6. W to the 3 minus 11. Let's bring that down right here. That equals W to the negative 8th power times 13 minus 6. Y to the 7th power. Now the instructions were to write using positive exponents only. We have a negative exponent, W to the negative 8th power. Bring that guy down into the denominator, and your final answer is Y to the 7th over W to the 8th power. Y to the 7th over W to the 8th power. Let's do one more. I want to see what you can do for number 24. Last one. Write your answer using only positive exponents. Do number 24. All right, let's just make sure you have the correct answer in your notes. Our problem can be rewritten as 30 times U to the negative 15th over 34 times U to the negative 16th. Let's think about simplifying our coefficients first. 30 over 34. What number goes into both 30 and 34? 2. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 34 divided by 2 is 17. There we go. We have 15 over 17. Now we have our variables with our exponents. We have U to the negative 15th and U to the negative 16th. That is quotient of powers property. Quotient of powers property tells us to subtract our exponents. So let's subtract U to the negative 15 minus negative 16. Don't forget your exponent rules. Now you can do your subtraction, which ends up being addition because two negatives equal a positive. So it's negative 15 plus 16. And what do we get? Your final answer is 15U over 17. If you put u to the first power, that is okay, but because it's a 1, we don't need it. 15u over 17 is your final answer.